Low target numbers are good, right? Not high?
No, you want high target numbers because you're rolling under.
You gotta roll under, yeah.
Okay. Then,
roll
then
under.
I'm brawny and sneaky and fighty.
Those are my two favorite dwarves.
I'm the rogue Mike Jones always wanted to be.
Dora is a horse tamer and a wild woman and a hunter and a mercenary and also an amazeballs archer. What she's good at is animal handling and archery. She's also really pretty good in a fight because she's really good at parrying. She can parry all day.
I am in both. I am the firstborn, and my deep brown eyes reflect the weight of my responsibility, Dorothy. Hello. I am skillful I have skillful and intricate sword play to match my serious warrior ambitions. Swift and powerful, and like the watchful.
God, the uncle of these twins, I'm following them to protect them. Obviously, I've not done a good job. If we get into a fight, I'll surely do my best. In a melee, parrying, and so forth. My personality has a lot of stress on command.
Can I stress out uncle?
Oh, you're.
I'm Karad's niece.
Oh, okay. So we're all like
cousins.
four of
That
us.
means
are-
you're my
Yes, you're my younger cousins.
There's no
I
need to
feel
really
so
get-
awkward.
No need for
I forgot to mention you guys are all Sumerians from the same area, region. Not necessarily, well, obviously you got interrelationships to each other, cousins and uncles.
Okay. Aranon, experienced tracker, sharp-witted, skillful, viewed with suspicion by many. He's traveled far, escaping by his webs, blood, threat, force of arms. Looks like the picture. And then that's pretty much it.
Is he related to us? Or is he
No,
outsider?
it's not
Outsider.
related.
Must be a long lost relative.
Yeah. Or a distant one, or
It'll
maybe
be
a
revealed.
master or something. Who knows?
These are
At the midpoint,
He's
they'll say,
smart.
I'm really your
He's smart.
cousin.
These are cousins,
Okay.
college ex-roommate.
So, you guys were hired as Sumerian mercenaries to help fight down here in Koth, or Ophir and Koth here, and unfortunately, your side lost. And in the
If you're responsible.
disarray of battle, you guys separated, got caught individually, or maybe a couple, maybe the brothers somewhat closer in proximity. So you weren't. So you guys got beat up pretty good, but you guys survived.
Okay.
Okay, and so they've taken you prisoners and seen that you guys are very strong characters, and so they see the value in keeping you prisoners to sell as slaves.
Been push grain mills.
And And so you find yourselves on the western marches of Koth, in the bleak hills near the border with Argos and Ophir. And in there lies an ugly scar in the earth that men call the Red Pit. And this is what you've been hearing from other prisoners. It's not just the Sumerians. There's Ophirians too that are now, you guys are traveled, have been bonded together with very thick rope. So and so they have told you, oh, the Red Pit's the worst place to go. You guys have never heard of it, but they say people go there and they never come back. Okay, and some people, and some people are thinking, oh, maybe it's better to die before even getting there, and so. So you've been taken and you got brought in, and you've worked the quarry now for at least a week. Okay, and so you're kind of getting a sense of what's going on. Most of the slaves here are pretty broken down. They don't, they're pretty much despairing as to where they're at, and are totally depressed about what's going to happen. You guys haven't gotten to that point yet necessarily, but you guys, if you work, you keep your muscles good and strong, maybe you'll have the opportunity to break out. Okay. But as a result of, keeping yourself, not slouching off, the master of the pit, not the master of the pit, the Nazareth the whip, he's also a slave, but he's the slave, the main slave driver of the pit. Okay, he's just been lifted up to the rank of being in charge of the slaves themselves. So he has a favored position amongst all the slaves. He doesn't have to work, and he tells everybody else what to do. And he has some minions, about 9 or 10 of them, that help him in that regard, and they go around beating up the other slaves, and they get the best food, so they're in pretty good shape for the most part. The actual master of the pit is a brutal man called Abidal, and from what you've heard, he's a eunuch that's in the deep confidence of the Kothian king. And he's the one that actually escorted you guys here. And they're from Shem, which is farther south. And they're darker skinned folk, kind of like close to Egyptians, almost, at that range. Stygia being even more so. And they call themselves Pelishtim warriors. Okay, and you've heard of these guys from battling, and kind of you're kind of not sure why they're here, because they have a certain amount of reputation of being great warriors. So this is like an easy job for them. Things that a job that a warrior really doesn't want to do. but maybe they're getting paid really well.
Or punished.
So, okay, Nazareth the Whip is the overseer. That's what they call it. And Abdibal is actually a Stygian from farther south, but his mercenaries are from Shem. Okay, and so you guys have shown that you have a willingness to work, and for the most part, kept your noses clean. And so because of that, you guys have been given the right to have your irons removed. Okay, and have the luxury of not being in irons for being able to walk around and in other words, they think you guys might make good minions, I guess. So. So, okay, we can take this map out. So, it's getting close to evening or dusk, and so this is a tent here that Nazareth the Whip, he has his chair, little mini throne there, and he has his groupies that he laughs and makes jokes with. And right now, it's getting close to feeding time, so they have all the food out here, and a lot of it's, it's food, but it's not all that great. But being slaves and not having anything else, you know that your fellow slaves are really look forward to having something. So they're like chomping on the bit, and you know that Nazareth and his minions kind of make them wait on purpose. So, and in this case, he's saying, well, we got to take the chains off of these guys first, and they get first dibs on food. Okay.
So we don't have our other belongings?
You do not have your other belongings.
I openly eat in front of those who have to wait.
So, I believe the only person that has actual armor is Caramon. For whatever reason, they figured it wasn't worth it to try to take it off you. I think it's furs or something. You got some furs.
It's probably too stinky. What crappy armor.
So you got fur and leather.
Yeah.
So
They were
you're
going
the
to take
only
it off
one
and
that
then they
actually
got
has
one whiff of it.
something that's akin to armor.
And so there were no clothes underneath. Like,
Yeah, basically, it's just furs. Basically, he'd be basically butt-ass naked if they took it.
So
They were like, that's okay.
and so the rest of you guys are
Put that back
essentially in
on.
your loincloths.
All right.
Okay. And the quarry itself. So this is the feed area. What they do is there's a quarry wall where they get most of the red rock
Okay.
out of, and they get the general shape of a square, cube, rectangle, and then they bring it out over here, and this is where they shape them into nicer, smoother blocks. Okay, so they generate a lot of little rocks, and they have people that with baskets, collect the pieces, and then they toss it out over here. So this actually rises up quite a bit, probably from here to here about 10 feet, but not high enough.
Maybe we can get it out of the pit.
The pit itself is like 40 feet high.
Okay.
Okay, and it's pretty sheer.
Do we have sandals?
What?
Do we have sandals? Are we barefoot?
You don't need sandals.
It's sharp, pointy rocks.
Sharp pointy rocks.
Are there more guards up here or settlements?
That's the camp for the Palestine warriors, because the Nazareth, the overseer, and his minions actually stay in here. In fact, this little outcropping is called the eunuch's ear, and they come up here at night and stay there. Apparently, Abdabal has given them permission to make themselves a little home
The
up
whole thing is 40 feet down.
there. Yeah.
So they can kill people like you trying to climb out. Spear. Dead.
So, this is anyway, it's a basket that they lower and raise. It's actually made out of leather and rope, and what they do is they put one of the blocks in here, raises it up, and then swing it over, and then it gets shipped out. And they have pieces. There's wood piles over here, long pieces of wood that they use to help leverage the blocks around. Okay, and you can find some of these pieces of wood out here. They're really more like logs than small, than
They're big.
They're not.
They're big pieces of wood.
Yes, not something you can swing like a club or something. And this area is the sleeping area for the slaves at night. Okay, and right now most of them are over here at the edge, and the slave drivers here are telling them to stay back, and they're swinging their truncheons at them.
I turn around and I'm like openly eating food in front of those waiting.
Well, you're not eating yet because you're in line trying to get your chains taken off.
Okay, but I will do that. As soon as I say.
So, okay, so that's this area. You have heard at sometimes during the day and sometimes at night, when somebody dies or something, he gets taken up, the body gets taken up, and there's like some kind of ceremony that you guys hear, and it's over here in the camp area, close to the camp area as far as you can tell, and you hear like chanting, Agama, 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 and it gets louder and louder, and to like crescendo, and then there's cheers and all kinds, and it sounds like a big riot up there. Like they're having a lot of fun, a big celebration.
You got fresh meat.
So,
Invite me up.
Mountain pig.
Invite me up.
So-
Roasted pig.
generally there's 3 archers out, and there's one here, and one here.
Okay.
Okay. During the day, as far as you guys are like kind of trying to figure out, okay, how many men do they have? Up here, above the eunuch's ear, they also have ropes. Or sometimes the slave drivers come up to talk to, they send a message. Nazareth the whip sends a message, and they climb up or maybe the Palestinian warriors come down to keep, see what's going on down there. A lot of times, to get down, if it's like new slaves, this is how they got you down. Is they tossed you all into this basket and then lowered you all down.
So it's a basket.
Kind of
It's
like
made
leather,
rope and leather.
leather, rope, and
All right.
so.
Not exactly a stiff, high cover basket.
Okay. We didn't-
I'm gonna save you from the
You
archers.
could be inside, and it would give you cover, yes.
Really? Okay.
Like
Okay.
a basket cover.
Like
But
a
it's thick
so-
leather because it has to hold the rock. It's not like thin leather. So it's not
Okay,
like
for your
it's
first
like
roll, go
leather
ahead and make
armor.
an awareness roll.
They could just run over and like click
where it
on,
all 220
stop the
cent
machine.
dice?
Any particular skill or just
Awareness. Just use your awareness.
3 successes.
That's not good. 1 success.
Better not have the skill.
It's a tribute.
And everybody rolls awareness.
Why
It's
did you
a
get
second attribute down.
Oh,
How did you get 3
Okay,
successes?
I
awareness.
rolled above it.
How did you get 3 successes?
I rolled a 1.
Oh, so you got double.
Actually, no, actually, No, I made it because
I failed
you do it off each die. So I made
Yeah.
one of the two.
One.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, what we should have done is pick one person and then everybody else helps. Okay,
After
so
the fact.
did you get any?
Hindsight.
Okay, so you got up to 6.
All right.
You only needed 2, so you got 4 extra momentum. So you built up 4 momentum.
No, wait, you
Okay.
said we had should we have fortune counters?
Yeah, you guys.
That's-
Did you guys want counters or do you want to just keep track?
I got beads.
I got beats too. But sometimes it's just easier to keep track on your sheet. But you have 3
I'll take-
fortune points.
Since you have all the props, I'll do beats.
Oh, okay.
3 fortune.
Okay. Color do you want?
Can we get more of these?
Gold.
Fortune, no. Well, yeah, you can with
Oh yeah, you
some
can
good role
voluntarily-
playing.
And I
Just
think you can voluntarily fail roll. No, what does that give you? I don't know.
no,
There's something.
that's part of the old Doom
Right.
mechanic.
Okay.
Fortune is separate.
Right.
Doom, capital D.
Does the
These playtesters. Backers.
place where the head slave guys go, those are little ladders that go up there?
These are ladders, yes.
And so does that go?
They're rope ladders.
Okay, rope ladders. Does it go all the way to the top, or is it like halfway up, or just 10 feet above, or?
Well, that's a good question because it should help you
Oh,
actually
you're trying to
visualize
find ways to
what it looks like.
I'm
Right?
the responsible one.
Indeed, that could be a good knife.
Oh!
Props!
I can't give you props for this.
Oh,
Bottom.
That helps.
I think he already has props for this.
Bottom.
I see
You
you
were part of it last time.
And just squash it. There's dice in that cave. Or boxes.
Maybe it's
Something in there.
box.
There's crates.
It's all our gear.
Oh, there's no index at the back.
There should be one. There's one in the pizza.
It's not a very good index.
All the way at the back.
It is.
There's a huge backer list there, which Felipe and I are on, and Bob.
Yes.
I should be on it. I did the PayPal route.
So let's see.
I think I'm on it. I just don't show on the Kickstarter as backing it because they hate each other.
Oh yeah.
Amazon,
It was a
PayPal.
great man.
I'm on the Infinity on via PayPal. Let's see.
Okay, yeah, that's what
That's
it's
an archer somewhere.
So it's about 12 feet up, is what you're saying. Maybe
Shannon Mack. There you go.
10
Oh, okay, cool.
and 20 feet up.
What is that crap?
Around 20.
About 20 feet up.
Is that peanut butter props?
How tall are these poles over here?
Food! Peanut butter!
What? How tall is what?
Do not eat the props.
The poles
Does
over
not
here
eat.
are about 10 feet long. Useful for dungeons.
Sure. Anyway, what? Useful or what?
Dungeons?
Probing for traps.
There are various lengths.
More like a log.
Let's say
They had to come from somewhere.
Even when you're not a rogue, you play like a rogue, Mike.
Just misunderstood.
anywhere from 5 to let's say
The rogue
30.
Okay.
I mean, yes, you could probably get a 5-footer and try to swing it around, but
Why do you wish to leave? We are gathering
So
prestige
voluntarily,
here. Someday we could have Ron.
I'm not
voluntarily
comfortable with the
failing
piles
the
of
skill
poop.
test provides you with the doom, and the player gets a fortune.
Salsa's high ball.
oh, okay,
Salsa's high.
So you give him a doom, you get a
Salsa
fortune
is high.
if you voluntarily fail.
okay, that was
You
it.
saw.
Yeah, there
Also,
was it. Okay,
This is important. We can use fortune to influence the story.
yes.
We get a lot of fortunes. We can say everybody's real sleepy, or all the archers are drunk, or something.
Well,
like that.
within whatever the scenario.
It's not
Or-
only
DM's veto.
or all the art. Everyone falls asleep except us. It's the end. We walk out. Okay, you walk out. Thanks for playing.
He's like, woohoo, my con is paid for.
I just get in free. You guys role played yourself out.
That's how you do it.
Okay.
That's how Sip always wanted to run his games. Nobody shows up and he gets in free.
It's a good plan. To fall apart.
Yep, try to
Okay, so we got a few miniatures that are barbarians.
This quarry isn't as big as I thought it was.
I think we use this one for one of the females there. Because I don't think we have too many females.
They get pointed ears. Race picking ears.
This one is clearly me.
Which one, this one?
There should be two that look exactly alike. These two.
I was thinking, get a pole. Get
Oh,
two
there it
guys,
is.
we run it over,
There's the other.
replace it, we put it up against the ledge.
Sure.
We run up the pole. And we're in.
So you get out of the pit. Then where you go? They crushed our people.
We're mercenaries, they did not crush our people. We go find a new job.
No armor.
Use
no
your head.
weapons.
Good
I always
job.
was a smarter one. What?
Okay,
No armor, no
so
There's a lot
during your
guys-
week
Okay.
of incarceration,
Okay.
I don't know what you want to call it, enslavement.
I call it community service. That's
Okay.
what the extra bit.
Punishment for picking the wrong side.
Is there something you want to, is there an idea that's come to you that may help, you know, break out? Obviously, you heard that you're going to get,
So,
well, or that you're here forever, right?
Right.
But
Till we die.
But you guys are just
We've been
looking
here
for
for over a
opportunities,
week.
so if you want to, go ahead.
First of all, talk to the other guys who have been here. Is it true that nobody ever leaves? Or do some people get sold off to the gladiator arenas of, wherever Conan was the king, Aquilonia? Or they might want to check out these poles. I mean, because it seems like you could put them, like, do people ever try to escape and what happens? How do people die?
You should try it, brother, and find out.
They lose their will to live, or one of the rocks crushes them into a bloody pulp.
Or they foolishly climb up the side and the archers kill them.
Or
with their sandal
or they,
feet.
yes,
Rubber.
they've had some try to climb the ropes. You know, they go bad and they try to climb the
rope ladders?
rope ladders,
And then the archers shoot them.
and the archers shoot them.
Or we're all locked in the slave billet.
They're not. It's an open slave billet. There's no lock. There's nowhere to go.
So how do they see us at night? It's dark.
It's dark.
Do they pull the rope ladders up?
They do it.
Okay.
They have
But see,
torches.
Nazareth doesn't trust the rest of the slaves because he's brutal, right?
Okay. Sure.
So he pulls up his rope ladders,
Okay.
and then these guys pull up their ropes. They're not rope ladders. They're just ropes.
How many guys are in Nazareth's boy band?
And his boy band,
Traditionally 5 or 6.
The cute one, the rebel one.
okay. The actual number is 11.
It's a two.
Holy moly!
So it's a total of Nazareth and 11 others.
Up on the ledge at night.
Multiple generations of Menudo.
Unless one of them's being a jerk off, and then they say, "Oh, screw you! You
can
stay
get
down. You
there.
stay down. You can stay with the rest of the slaves."
Alright, but they all go up the ladders.
Most
the
of them
last
go,
one
yes.
up pulls the ladder out.
Yes.
And when one gets left with the other slaves, in the morning there are only 10 guys in his band until he promotes somebody else.
Exactly.
Someone gets promoted. It's you.
Alright.
That's the other way.
somebody else has a
somebody dies. Is
horrible
that
accident.
mysteriously somebody gets trodden upon.
Alright. But there are long boards with long posts over here.
Yes.
That are somewhere between 5 and 30 feet long.
Yes.
Okay.
30 feet's not enough to get to the top.
It's not, but it's enough to get to Nazareth's cave.
Your
If
7
those guys
feet will
are
carry
armed.
you.
Are Nazareth and his guys armed?
They carry truncheons.
What is a truncheon?
It's a stick.
Okay.
It's a club.
It's a big spoon.
Like stick with a big spike on it.
It's a baton.
Okay, a baton with a pokey thing on it. All right. Well,
It's a Conan baton.
A
Oversized.
billy club. essentially.
okay. So I guess looking at it though, if we get up onto the ledge and we take care of Nazareth, then we pull our 30-foot post up and then we go up to the next level because they're not expecting any. But the guys at the top are the most relaxed.
If this is such an easy thing to do, why haven't others tried this before, brother? Are you trying to get us killed?
Only you.
Again?
Okay.
Live as men. That is
Okay.
what I say. dying man.
Anything you want to interact with the other slaves, ask a question about any you can ask anything.
Ask him if anybody knows what they do with the dead up there with their chanting and whatnot.
There's a great, terrible beast up there that they feeds upon the flesh of the dead.
And those will escape.
Not if we escape, we're not dead.
Oh, but escape with 7 feet. Right, Bella?
Oh, how is that?
Occasionally, Abdabal brings the beast to the edge and to
What does it look like?
It's a great lizard with a maw this big. You could swallow you whole.
So the other slaves say they have a dragon. They feed the dead too.
Please.
They bring it
Question?
out to show everyone.
Please.
But at this point, we could use fortune to alter the story somewhat.
Somewhat, yes.
This dragon has no teeth,
It's a
but it
vegan.
can still swallow.
It's a vegan.
Okay, so
The GM gives you your fortune.
so you no questions for slaves.
I'll talk to some of the slaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look for the depressed
They do
ones.
have
It's
they
a
have
slavery.
they do have women. They have children, mostly men, right? Because those are the ones that last. The women generally carry water to people, pick up some of the small rocks and things like that. And the Nazareth has his way with, him and his minions have his way with, the women.
In some way.
And
I'm keeping an eye out for.
they don't bother you because you just give them the look and it's like,
Right.
I'm,
Keeping an eye out for sharp rocks or something I can use.
I look for the most
Old
depressed
pile of
slaves.
shit.
there's a whole
Right
pile
there.
of
Yes.
sharp rocks right
The
there.
most depressed slaves of the pit. I look for them.
So they haven't bothered you yet, but they've been leering and making suggestions at you.
Hence why I'm acquiring some sort of improvised weapon now.
I'm going to try to use a fortune to hope that the slaves that he's questioning don't turn us in, or that he's trying to get us.
maul me.
He's trying to get us some allies, and I'm hoping that they don't turn us in. Would that work with a fortune?
You don't know what I'm doing yet.
Well, you say
No, he sees you milling around.
I said I'm going to talk to the most depressed group of slaves.
Right. I don't want them to turn us in. If he's going to recruit
Because
them,
you were sitting there 20 minutes ago eating in front of them, and now you're trying to be chubby.
I'm
suspecting they might be
he was pointing at the food and saying,
Details.
"Ah, me first."
Oh, I dropped one. That's for you.
Nope, it's
I'm just
not.
worried about my.
5-second rule.
Okay, so you go to the most depressed.
Are they like a group or something hanging out?
Sure.
They're the goth slaves.
They're gathered around, they have folding chairs, they're having a session.
Group session.
Are they like just mulling around like all
Folding
sad?
chairs.
Yeah, they're just on their sitting down and the kids and when will it end?
When's the longest any of you have been here?
I've been here 2 years, I think. What month is it?
I look this person over.
Oh, he's like in bad shape. He's like, if he doesn't get fed pretty soon, he'll probably pass out.
How did they capture you?
Our village was raided, and they took us prisoners.
That is what happens when you're weak.
Our warriors, they fought bravely, but they were cut down.
I suspect he's going to go through your fortune faster than you spend it.
In the past, where have these people been taken once they've been captured?
Eleanor is here with me. I pulled
Um,
I thought I came alone. I was wrong.
They usually take them to slave markets. He thinks that they raided the village on purpose because they needed slaves for the pit.
What do they?
Not because they had any beef with anybody else nearby
They're just going
or
to get slaves. They're
yes.
getting people.
It is very wealthy here, is it not? There's much coin to be made from the red pit.
Not if you're a slave.
But if we rise up and become groupies of Nazareth, then we can have our own boy band. Or be a part of
This
his
band
group.
is thick. As thieves, they sooner cut your throat than let you rise up.
What about you? How long have you been here? I point to another one.
I fought against the Bulgarians.
That's who we fought against.
No, we fought
fought
for
with.
the. We fought for the.
He was on the other side.
What?
You must have done shit.
I'm not supposed to be here. Oops.
You were too weak.
I'm
That's why you were
Argosian. I'm
here.
Argosian. We were trying to help the Copians.
My bad.
You're supposed to
That's
be.
a different.
It's Dante. Truly, are you cursed? You were on the winning side, and you are here in this pit.
I got this wound. It doesn't heal. It just. Man, I think it's festering. Take a look.
I would pray to my crown. You do not have long to live.
I feel I should ask, is anyone any good at the healing skill? It's under
Oh, that's a good question. Oh. Yes, before we get to
we don't need that.
the breaking of the shackles, you will have a chance to get your vigor back. Okay. So you can make a resistance roll, which is under brawn, which is the third category.
Okay.
2 successes.
2. I rolled a 1.
I got one success.
A success.
My heckling of these depressed slaves has inspired my vigor. I suppose my role.
I feel better
I'm
already.
better already. They're in crappy shape. I'm gonna go longer than 2 years here. I'm gonna be here for 5 years.
I'm gonna live. These guys suck.
If this guy can make it this long,
Where is it?
Freedom. We're free in the pit.
why would we leave? I can do everything I want to right here. Alright. So get a bigger back.
Okay, so you get a vigor back. For each point of success.
Oh,
If you have more, well, up
Can
to.
we grab a
No,
resolve?
no, you can't. Oh yeah, you can roll it over to resolve too.
cool. I will do that.
Found your homemade
The
weapon.
eraser.
So 20 points away.
Yeah, so everything else.
Thank you.
Hand-to-hand fighting, fists count as a weapon type?
Oh, you got it back. You don't. You can erase it. Well, here. The X's are the ones that you've lost. Did you roll your resolve? Your resistance? What's your name?
Antonio.
Antonio.
You have some,
Well,
but.
Aramon. Here's all.
Those are fancy.
I wish I had brought my. Those
Are those Conan dice?
Those are Conan dice.
Wow,
You
you
got
went,
one.
you went
So
totally
you
in,
can,
man.
You can erase one of them.
They're
Bigger
all in.
or
Or you found somebody who
or
did.
I
resolve.
ordered some of those too.
resolve.
You're still in the
waiting
slow
on-
boat?
Yeah.
Did you get him in 2018?
Or physical or
No, what happened was that
Ship
it
them
was
all
a pledge.
at once.
Yeah, I said ship them all at once.
One or the other.
So one more
Okay.
book. As soon as it comes back to them from the printer.
That's the one
No
they
more.
canceled.
You must. Okay. Okay.
Page 152 is what you're looking for. He's asking about unarmed combat.
Oh, was it 152?
There's a thing about improvised weapons and
Fists.
It's also a cheat. Is it?
Yeah.
Improvise inequalities. If you find an improvised weapon.
yeah, you don't get to add effects. Effects don't add to damage.
Right. Because your fists have no effects. Unless there's probably a class that
Fighting somebody
where
else with
where
fists.
you're
Yeah, eventually they'll
unarmed.
come up with some talents.
Like bitter twin brother.
Is it warmer outside or inside?
Outside.
Outside.
Outside, yeah. It's
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
I forgot to put my.
Was something cold? Were you cold?
No.
Was that open when we came in?
You cracked it open.
I didn't crack it open.
Yeah, you did. You went over there and cracked it open a little. Or you closed it a little. You fiddled with it a little.
No, I
Maybe you like closed
shade.
the screen door.
No, I-
Oh, okay. Or maybe it was open when you did that.
It's been open when. Oh, no wonder I slept.
But it wasn't in.
I thought one of you guys was
Well,
trying to balance the.
until we get to like 6 or 7, it's pretty hot.
Alright.
All right.
I was looking to see what.
So
the
we got shale.
74
We
is
have
scheduled
stones.
at 4 a.m. this morning.
And you have one of the minions. Okay, so this is the scene is that there are two minions, one with the awl and a hammer,
Right.
and the other guy's holding the shackle while they punch out the pin. Okay?
Are there other minions around?
There are other minions around, but they're over here with Nazareth, the whip, you know, talking it up, having fun, and they seem to be gambling of some sort. So their attention is on whatever gambling game they're playing over there.
Is gambling a skill in
No.
the game, or do people just
No.
gamble? Probably
People
intelligence.
just gamble. So, let's see, and you have the crowd of slaves here
Observation,
waiting to be
thievery.
fed, waiting for you guys because they've been unshackled, so that you guys can feed first, and then they get to feed after you guys. So,
Oh, do they get released too?
so they released you first, and they're going in this order.
And now you
Okay.
get food?
They tell you gotta wait until the rest of them are free.
I get ready. At the finish line, I'm starting.
But that's what they told you, and then they went back to their gambling. So are you still gonna tease the other slaves with eating?
I can do that after they're all unshackled and we sit down.
Okay, so you guys are all now right
The
here.
boldness fails you, brother.
There's no boldness to
Okay.
express here.
Oh,
This is a red pit.
and this is a good time to tell you about zones.
Okay.
The pencil lines are the zones, and there's no measuring distances. You're either in a zone or you're in the zone next to it.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're in the zone, that's considered close.
Okay.
Okay, if your target's in the next zone, that's considered medium
Okay.
range. And another zone away would be long distance.
Okay.
And so if you look at that little card, it
Right.
shows zone 1, zone 2, zone 3.
Right.
So if you
Okay.
want to go from here to that to the where the blocks are, it'd be a standard action
One,
sprint
two.
over.
Yeah, you'd have to sprint all the way over. And so within the zone, you're at close range, but you're not necessarily within reach. Okay, so a lot of times you're not going to be within reach, but you're in the same zone or at close range. And if you notice, I believe it's was it a free action?
Free action, yeah.
To just come into reach.
Move around inside. the
So,
zone.
and you have to be within reach to do melee combat. Okay, you can't just be close range. Although there may be an exception, but I don't think in this scenario there is.
So we're at this point looking for improvised weapons then? We're just gonna go right into it, fight? Is that the plan?
What are you talking about?
Be respectful, uncle.
Sorry, brother.
Any furniture around or anything like that?
Yeah.
Use as a weapon?
There's the tables. There are some chairs over here where Nazareth and his minions are at. Other than that, people just sit on the ground and eat.
I grab food and I show it off to those who have yet to eat.
Tables look like break the legs off. Use the table itself as a two-handed thing.
It's a two-hand. The tables are pretty large. So, but
Break a piece off.
They're here,
but
but not wrestling folding tables.
Twins.
You could use it for cover if they try to shoot you.
They're like pillars more than
But
blades.
it would depend on your strength. You might be able to break off.
Are
the legs.
there any utensils for the eating?
Nope. Nope.
So
That would be too cultivated.
Costs money.
So they took off your manacles and they got a basket there and they tossed the manacles in the basket.
But the manacles are on chains.
Yes, sir.
I grab my manacles and put them over my shoulder. There's your weapon. Now let's eat.
You say that out loud? The minions are right
No,
there.
I whispered.
You
It's
whispered,
Sumerian.
okay.
I whispered to these two.
We can take advantage of the fact that we're
Is it?
strange barbarians from the north and speak Sumerian in front of all these idiots.
Okay.
I say in Sumerian.
Somebody wants to
What is-
Sumerian.
When a slave driver says, "Hey, put that back in the chip bag."
Why? Don't you want me to wear my shackles later?
I'll get my food.
And the
Intelligence.
other man
We're not
says,
really brothers.
intelligence test.
The other guy is the wing with the hammer and he goes, "Just bring the next. You there? Come over here. Hold on to
Food.
it." And
I go to food.
They kind of, since you're just wearing it on your shoulder, they're kind of ignoring it.
It's hanging here and there. I'm like, good.
Okay, so they knock yours out and they toss the manacles in the bag.
Yeah, don't copy me.
Go get some food.
And same.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so you're the last person. You're gonna get your manacles
Okay.
knocked out
All right.
or
Take it off.
Why would we leave this armor on this guy? They start taking. Oh, okay. Oh, whew.
They're the hammers.
That smells.
And,
Give me the longer hammer.
You, come here. Put the manacles on your shoulder. Take the manacles off.
Give me a 10-foot pole.
So
Hook at the end.
he looks at you and he says,
Wait, who's he?
"Enjoy your freedom while it lasts, because tomorrow the shackles go back on."
Is this Nowzer's talking?
No, the minion. He's giving you that.
I was right.
He gets up into your face. And,
So what is the plan?
Oh, wait, look at me.
You're the leadership guy.
So who's down here with us?
Leader?
He's the leader.
What's his name?
He's the uncle.
The uncle's the leader.
Is the boss down here with us, or does he pull himself back in?
The overseer is down.
The overseer.
The overseer.
The boss is upstairs.
Boss
With
is
his sticky and
With
sorcerer.
his dragon.
Yeah, and his pet dragon. It's Conan. There's a sorcerer and a giant monster somewhere.
Let's wait until the overseer
It says so clearly right here on the map. Here there be dragons.
attack. The overseer is distracted, or when he leaves to relieve himself or something. Then we attack.
What about the archers?
We use the tables. Flip them up. Fight behind the tables.
Aren't these tables like humongous? Like, aren't they like high as a
As
ceiling
much
or
as possible.
something? I can't. They're not like this table, right?
Oh, it'd be very
No,
convenient
no,
if they're
the-
around.
The chair's heavy.
Chairs?
The chairs we see.
I don't think we
Are they
have.
heavy,
Oh,
like
they have chairs.
possible improvised weapon heavy? Two-handed or one-handed?
You could probably swing them around
The
two-handed.
guys in the quarry, they're breaking rocks.
Not right now. Right now they're waiting for the food.
Okay. What were they using to break the rocks with?
Hammers and spikes, but
Hammers,
probably
but they,
all over there.
they make them leave it behind.
People who are good throwing or missile weapons, look for large rocks.
Where they have,
I will look for small rocks.
Throwable weapon type rocks.
there is an area over here by the wood pile where they keep the hammers, small hammers and spikes. And they use, and hammer is relative. It's like they use a wooden
Yeah, it's just a
piece of wood.
chunk of wood on another.
And when that breaks, they get a, they get
Do the guards have weapons?
the truncheons, the billy
Okay,
clubs.
so we're gonna get truncheon. And how many guards are there?
The total 11. But there's only 2 right now that are taking off your chains.
But all 11 are down here with us?
Yeah, they're over in the tent. There's a tent over there. this is all relative. It's not, it's not to scale or.
We should start some sort of distraction to draw the archer's attention away.
If they seem attracted to you, cousin, perhaps you could distract them at some point.
So,
You could take out archers with those rocks.
I cannot take out archers with these rocks. It's 40 feet up. So the rocks will never reach. They'll fall like pebbles on their heads and they'll shoot. What kind of bows do they have? War bows?
war bows, yes.
Will punch arrows clean through us.
Throw rocks at somebody.
Throw rocks at the men down here. They're easy.
You might as well climb up in sandaled feet up the pit and get killed.
Okay,
I
so
don't like that option.
they finish. So one of the slave driver picks up the bag of manacles, and he's about to take off and take it to.
How close are they to us?
What do you want me? They're
I
within reach.
have my manacles.
They're within reach.
I'm happy.
Starting something there?
Not yet.
Shove him.
After nightfall.
It's dusk right now.
In pitch black. Pitch darkness.
Which-
was
which
in
way is-
the we or
which-
the
which way is
shade
west?
where the guards are up in the sun.
Why?
Because if it's this way, the
Is
sun's
everything
in the
good
archer's
west?
eye.
Everything good.
The west is that way.
Damn. Everything good is bad.
It would be in this
because
guy's
if
eye.
this was west, the
It would be in this
the
guy's
archer's
eyes.
eye, yeah.
This guy would have trouble.
Right.
There is a
Good
rope
excuse
going up
for the
the
glare.
basket,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yes, there is. Basket is up right now. In the air.
Up in the air? Like all the way up?
Well, probably halfway, about same level as the ear.
Half
Oh, what you realized when you came down the basket was that they do lock it with a pin,
okay.
and if
You pull the
they,
pin.
they pull the rope back, then they pull the pin out. But if you were to break the pin, or
It would probably just
yes, it's one of the things you notice.
get the
How
rope.
big are the big stones that are down here?
5 by 5 to 10 by 10.
You guys can see what are going on.
On a typical night, do all the guards go to sleep?
The heat advisory alert. It's hot.
On a typical night, what?
Do all the guards go to sleep?
No, they stay awake. Some of them stay awake. They obviously change guards because you do see some torches up here.
Do they have any lights on his level outside, like torches or anything in there? Yeah.
You've seen lights
Okay. But from inside,
inside.
there's no like torches right there, so that anybody climbing up there won't be immediately blindingly obvious standing there in a spotlight.
Right.
Waving at the
No, they
edges.
don't keep a fire going all the time.
Excellent.
Could somebody hypothetically run to that stone that's underneath the basket, leap from that basket, or leap from the stone to the bottom of the basket, and climb up and get
To
over
freedom.
to the ledge? Get over to the
Uh,
ledge.
What ledge?
That
To the top of
this
it.
guy's ledge.
This ledge.
Go to the
Yeah.
basket.
Go to the basket, climb
So
up,
the
up the rope.
if the basket
get
is
across.
halfway up, it's about 20 feet up in the air.
But there's a stone right there. And so can you,
Oh, I
and, if
see.
and if there's at the bottom of the basket that's
Get on
20
top of
feet
the
up, or is
stone?
it the top of the basket?
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good leap.
You could climb up in your sandaled feet,
Yes.
brother.
What?
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good leap. It's possible. Yes.
Okay.
It would be epically difficult.
I believe the word you used was epic.
Yes.
Time to give the GM doom dice. Many?
Lots. Since literally the most you can roll
So
on
you
this
can
tune is 4 successes.
So you can.
Okay, so Nazareth steps up and says, "What's the holdup?" And he pulls out his whip, and he whips it out.
I move behind the others. And then whip someone else.
I move in front.
Okay, and
Later on, I'll claim that was me since we're twins. No, that was me. What? You can't? No.
I have the soul patch.
You look exactly like I can say I did that.
Can I spend a fortune point to ensure that we'll have
Which one of you has the mini skirt?
some time of total darkness tonight?
Is there many
Moonless?
skirts?
Sometime between
I got the blade.
sunset and moonrise where we would have total complete darkness.
It'd be pretty dark, yeah. It's not a new moon, but it's getting close to it.
I was wrong. It is not peanut butter. It is a real one.
Let's see. What's this?
No, it's actually petrified tiny dog food.
Okay, he lashes out, but he totally
Probably will
misses.
leave the pit.
What do they want us to do? What's he want us to do?
Get our food and get out of the way.
Get to
The
the-
rest
yeah.
of the slaves can eat.
Yeah, I get my food. And we get our food, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Food.
We're just trying to.
I look for the guy who had the wound.
We're trying to fit in.
Remember the guy at the window? He was on this team and got put in the pit.
Yeah.
I go by him with the food, and I bump into him. And I say, remember what I said in a low voice. What is your name? Assuming the GM has given you a name.
Minion number 117.
His name is Alan.
Have we got, there are torches
They're
in.
very long and good.
Are there torches, like, do the guards have torches in their tent
Yeah,
areas?
it's dark down here, dark.
Are there torches that we
We
can
are
attack?
in a pit.
Well, but I mean,
No, when it gets dark, it gets dark. There's
That's
no
the
light
question, okay.
down there.
Yeah, we're in a pit.
No torches lit.
No torches.
How barbaric.
it's like Conan. All right, Conan always has torches all the way around the pit.
So the audience can see the picture.
In fact, he misses. He was aiming at him, and
We're a little
the guy that was
long,
carrying the.
So we're just
he-
filmed during
he-
the day,
He
and
gets
then
out of
they
the way
color-
because he almost hit
Yeah,
him,
do the
and he
color
drops
on
the
it, so it looks
the
more
manacles
shady.
on him.
You're the worst slave driver ever.
Can you tell
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Good thing I'm not
You
standing
dog!
here.
How dare you talk to me like
That was
that?
my brother who said that.
I'm in fact. I would not say such a foolish thing. Whip him if you like. I will not resist.
Well, with the archer's star, we can, like, use tables as barriers and start going this way.
We can get right to the edge of the cliff.
Get
They
out.
can't
Okay.
shoot straight down.
We can throw spears down though, brother. In your sandaled feet,
Go
you would
ahead,
bleed bitterly.
Make a discipline roll.
My brother has been whipped. Ian Botha. Cam Botha. Very different names.
Yeah.
Anyway, my idea.
Ian and Cam.
I have one success.
Okay.
This is where he uses
you
a
need
doom.
two.
Are you using the doom dice on him?
What can I do with the fortune?
Momentum. Momentum.
Oh.
You can spend a fortune point to add a d20 to your roll that's automatically
I'll
rolls
take
a
one of
one.
my momentums.
Yeah, you can spend a momentum to roll an extra d20.
Normally you spend it
You have to
before,
spend it
but
before.
I'll let you
Alright.
I'll let you do it this time. Reroll.
The heck?
I thought it was
I'll roll it in
automatically
the
one.
quarry, I guess.
Yeah.
8. That's 2 successes.
Okay. The whip is a fearsome weapon,
Uh-huh.
but you overcome its
Sting.
yes. And but he still does damage. Well, let's see if he doesn't.
Maybe he'll leave a scar on your cheek.
I know Steely Glare very well.
Me too. Well, I don't know if I know. it
It's
very
based
well.
on Persuade.
Oh. I have a.
This
High.
Phoenix,
High's good.
High is good.
Phoenix is 1.
Because you're trying to roll under.
Yeah.
6.
Okay.
Maybe not.
I just have a Stevie Glare.
Yeah, everybody
Okay.
gets it.
Yeah.
What's the other? You can do
No,
mental
these are
attacks,
special effects.
social attacks.
Hey,
Steely
wait
Glare
a
is
second.
the
I don't have to
default.
burn one of the
Oh,
things
persuade's
because
on
I'm
your personality.
courageous.
Oh.
Yeah, I may
I have
reroll
an
a single
average, like,
d20 on any
it's
split
a little
test,
bit
but I
average
have
of
to
it.
accept the
No, I think-
result.
Okay.
Seven
Oh,
or eight is
well, you
average.
did a reroll, so
Oh,
okay. So we'll count that as a
I think
reroll.
7.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you go
Uh,
inside society.
So you didn't use the moment.
With your focus.
Okay.
My
So anyway,
society.
that's 1-1.
High society.
You really know your Sumerian high teas.
That's right.
You know how to keep the pinky up.
And when you're talking like old Samaritan, I like understand.
So you're
I know
taking
what you're talking
5 points.
Ouch.
Really?
Now you can use
Oh, vigor.
You can use one of your
5
things to
points of
reduce vigor hits, can you?
If you want fortune.
If you want to burn yet another one.
You can. Yeah.
So then I would mark 5 vigors off, and that puts me in distress land.
So no, what you do? You didn't recover it?
I did 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you had 2. So you would take Doesn't when you take 5, does that automatically deal a harm?
It does.
Yeah.
You've been harmed.
You've been harmed.
Or
So
I
is
can
there a
burn
way
it.
to spin
Fortune or something.
to reduce damage?
You, I'm pretty sure you can.
I know you can
But-
spin fortune.
You can spend fortune and then you get everything back, right? There's something about that.
Yeah.
I thought there was
Fortune.
There's second wind, which gives
Yeah.
you a little vigor or resolve back if you want to avoid the harm thing. Combat momentum, which translates into fortune when you spend it, right?
No. I mean, that's that stuff.
Momentum's different from fortune.
Yeah. Fortune is your luck. Momentum is the stuff you get by rolling well.
No, I don't think so. I thought there was.
Oh, I don't have
but-
that chart.
But apparently not. Yes, like I said, something.
But he suffers 2 harms. Right?
No, just one. Why, did you run out of vigor?
Oh.
I'm up into the second box of vigor.
Okay.
You suffer
the
5 or
different
more damage if both events occur. What are both events?
The second event would be.
You run out of stress.
You run out of your vigor.
You run out. So if he had filled his vigor track and taken 5 or more all in one shot, he'd take 2 harm.
So that's kind of funny.
5, you take 1 harm.
You talk back to him, he hits you with a whip, and you
Oh, I
go
see.
down.